I don't want to be critical, but this is very chewy.
Coop, you're eating a hand towel.
Just cleansing my palate.
I am Susan Cooper, the most unassuming analyst at CIA headquarters. Every day I put on my headphones, stare at satellite maps, and wipe the asses of ace agents like Bradley Finn.
Why did you do that?
With me as his cheating talisman, Finn's path to promotion was clear. I can't remember how many times we've worked together smoothly. He said he always succeeded with me, but I'm still just an analyst. What's so great about being an analyst, you might ask? In a place like the CIA, everyone's proud to be a spy. I, on the other hand, sit in front of that computer every day, analyzing and organizing information all the time. To be honest, this kind of work can be boring. You see, no one notices you. No one appreciates your efforts. Those real agents, they're the ones who are sought after. I'm the one behind the scenes helping them with intel and planning their operations. Actually, I don't really care about that because I'm really happy to be Finn's partner. Yeah, I like him. Finn said he was grateful to me for being his solid support so he could complete the operation. He invited me to dinner. I'm all dressed up trying to make a good impression on him. But can someone tell me why what's on my plate is a hand towel and not food? Finn handed over a small box and said he appreciated what I'd done. A marriage proposal? It's too rushed.
Oh, that's...
He's a crazy cupcake!
I found my best friend to confide in and wanted to hear what I wanted to hear from her.
It's a disaster.
Well, for what it's worth, I think you're brilliant as you are.
Well, I'm used to it. I'm used to obscurity. Don't you think? Some people are born to be the heroes behind the scenes. I like to stay in the shadows, do my own thing. No one bothers me. But maybe somewhere in the back of my mind, I've always longed for something a little different, for a change. Though I never said it, I knew that it was the secret desire of my heart. Then, one day, everything changed. A new operation, or a two-partner operation with Finn and me. I always had a bad feeling in my heart as I watched the constantly interrupted images on the monitor. The operation was smooth and tedious as usual, but we didn't notice
No. I'm guessing you?
that she picked up a gun and aimed it at the love of my life. I watched him fall and saw her pick on us again for the camera. I wept silently in front of my computer. The lists of all the agents were in that woman's hands, so everyone dared not act rashly. But this revenge still needs to be avenged. So I stood up.
I'll do it. No, the odds of them knowing my face are very low. Miss Cocker, I would really like to do this.
When I was dating Finn, I mentioned my thoughts as well.
Can you imagine me as a spy?
Hi, terrorists. Oh, golly. Oh, I shot myself.
Whoops. Unsurprisingly, I was laughed at again, but I didn't give up. Finally, my superiors granted my request. I was full of joy. What weapons would the organization prepare for me in my own first action?
These are not yours.
Is that a rape whistle?
Packing up my modest gear, I set off for action. The organization was kind to me and booked me into a small hotel next to a big luxury hotel. My boss was not happy with me. He told me glorious stories about his career as a spy, but I was sleepy. I just wanted him to fuck off. The next day, he was still hounding me about how there was no way I could have done this mission, not even telling me not to hold him back. But the idiot didn't even realize that he'd been targeted a long time ago, and the backpack change was easy, and he picked up the explosives bag and walked towards the crowd. I couldn't even stop him. I had no choice but to rush onto the stage and grab the microphone and yell at the dumbass. But I turned around and realized I was already being watched. I ran after him for a few blocks and followed him into a building.
That's right, asshole.
Damn skinny guy in black. This mission was considered a success for now, so I traveled to Rome for my next mission. I really don't understand what kind of people the organization is working with. There are more piggybackers than one.
Elaine said nothing fancy, so I've gone with earthy.
After dressing up, I finally met my target as I had hoped. To get close to her, I told her that someone had just drugged her drink. The man who was caught looked at me angrily and died after drinking the poisoned wine. To thank me for my kind reminder, she invited me to spend dinner with her. At the dinner table, probably never having faced an enemy in such close proximity, I was nervous and made frequent mistakes. Seeing her suspicion of me deepening, I could only improvise a new identity.
I'm from a small town in Iowa, and I saved up my money to come on this Rome trip.
I didn't realize she believed me and pictured me as a poor woman who had never been to the big city, so she invited me to fly on her private jet. I was one step closer to my goal. But my stupid teammate started to get into trouble again, and I had to signal my best friend to manipulate the power outage to help him escape. Well, at least got away with it. Sitting on a private jet, I thought, into compliments to compliment, and luckily, she was receptive to all of them. Out of the blue, she mentioned that I looked like her mom and picked up a glass of wine and invited me to join her. I had no defenses. After all, the woman in the picture really did look exactly like me. Just why was my head spinning?
If you ever feel like you have been poisoned, choose one of these. Choose one.
I got up from the ground and saw the bag in front of me being rummaged through.
Did you trust me? Of course I did. I told you, I can't trust anybody. I had to look through your things. Anyway.
The hemorrhoidal toilet paper and stool softener on the floor allowed me to escape again. I finally realized why Block chose to give me these things. At least I seemed to really need it. There are a lot of people who want this woman dead. I couldn't help but think just how many other organizations are on this plane besides me. The plane loses its balance and I almost fall. The gun was sucked out by gravity, but luckily the whistle was still in my hand. I climbed into the cockpit and strained to get the balance of the plane. It's just this woman, she's so paranoid.
Congratulations, Penny Morgan. You just blew your cover. Now put the plane on autopilot and get up.
And you're wrong. My real name.
Who am I? I'm a spy. The moment you're pointed at a gun, a new narrative emerges.
I'm a private bodyguard, and your father hired me to protect you.
She trusts me again for the time being. I follow her as she lands in Budapest, where one of her bodyguards stands guard. One more person at her side makes it 1 more minute harder for me to carry out my mission. So I'm in poisonous mode.
What are you staring at? Huh? I will destroy you. And then after I'm done destroying you, I'll take a picture of what's left of your body and I'm gonna text it to your mother.
That's so fucking mean.
She said she was going to rest not to be disturbed by anyone, so I went back to my hotel room, changed my clothes, and saw Nancy outside the hotel. This woman is a ghost again.
Amber!
Yes! Nancy perfunctorily used my name, and she was about to say something else when she was suddenly interrupted. Again. I was so fed up with this woman, who would probably be killed by someone else before I could kill her myself. I grabbed the motorcycle on the side of the road and quickly chased after it. It was Karen Walker. The guy was actually a double agent. I didn't realize what a complicated situation I was in, but I had to protect the woman's life no matter what, because she can only be killed by me. Tonight is the moment of the official deal. The woman in the photo appeared, and she was the target who came to make the deal. I can't let her get close to Rena. Nancy did everything she could to help me divert the attention of the whole room, even going so far as to stand up for herself. And I finally managed to catch up with the target. This woman is much harder to deal with than Rena, but I'm no pushover either.
You got a lot of rage in that jumpsuit.
You are under arrest by Susan Cooper and the government of the United States.
Halfway through the mission, as I was getting ready to leave, I realized that Finn had shown up. Wasn't he dead? I looked at him incredulously. He was standing right next to Rena, and they seemed like a well-matched couple. I couldn't believe my eyes. Then was taken away. Finn and Rena were trolling me together. He said I wasn't fit to be an agent at all, that people like me were only good for the basement. I lost my strength to resist and couldn't believe that the man I loved was actually a traitor. Just when I thought the mission was about to fail, Finn showed up again. He told me the truth. Well, in my opinion, he was right. He said he had sacrificed himself to Lena in order to trick her, and now that he had the lead, he was going to make his move tonight. I can't just sit back and wait. I have to help Finn. We untied the ropes, used the candles to get the attention of the two stupid men watching the door, and began to split
Luca's in backup
up.
fine.
You know where the villa is?
I know everything.
DeLuca is a very difficult man, and he reveals Finn's identity to Reina's face. Reina, of course, didn't believe it. She thought she'd found true love. Same with her poor mom. DeLuca had little expression for my presence. He thought my power alone was simply a joke. It was only when I accurately named these ne'er-do-well subordinates who now stood behind him that his expression finally changed a few notches. I asked them to take me with them to the deal, and he agreed. The 100 million euro case was right in front of me, and I watched as they were close to finalizing the deal. It was time. DeLuca grabbed it and prepared to take the nuke.
Sorry, Rena.
I looked at the gun on the ground and grabbed it and ran over to it. DeLuca, your time to die is now. I hung onto the helicopter after him and climbed into the car.
And you'll love this!
After taking care of him, I balanced the helicopter smoothly and landed. The mission was successful. Rena didn't forget to dig at me before she left, but it doesn't matter. I'm a good spy. How can a spy not be jealous?
Really came through.
Thank you, ma'am.
I went from being a basement analyst for the CIA to a real agent and took down a favorite. I, Susan Cooper, am a woman who can bring back victory for my country.